Hey guys, before we jump into today's video, quick announcement. We've got a new merch item, a t-shirt and a hat. December 15th, it's dropping. atlamerch.com. If you want to get a shirt or a hat, atlamerch.com. Personally, it's my favorite one we've done yet, especially with the performance driven. So that's it. Let's jump into today's video, man. Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. Today, we are looking at the legendary, the iconic Buick G Body. Gangster car, always has been, always will be. And we're gonna look at a variety of them, vehicles we've shot in the past that I think are worth coming back and looking at. There's different approaches, in my opinion, to the Buick G Body. And when I say G Body, I'm talking about like behind me here, the Grand National, the T-Type, the Turbo T, the legendary Buick Grand National. Our friend Jeremy from Oliver & Son, he's a guy that stayed pure and true to what the Buick G Body's always been known for, the 6-cylinder engine with the single turbo, but he likes making big power. Now this one here, sitting behind me, he did a mild build to. The client just wanted something that was very drivable, but slightly more power. So it's got some Ride Tech suspension all around on it, fuel injectors, a couple of other things, makes slightly more power, drives a lot nicer, including some Willwood brakes all around on it. But Jeremy's built some pretty hardcore ones. We've shot cars that he's built that are 700 plus horsepower, one of which is over 1,000 to the tire. And Jeremy, I love it. He makes some great driving faces, some really funny driving faces. But let's take a look at a few of the different 6-cylinder, single turbo, big power G bodies that Jeremy's built. That's like barely hitting it, huh?
Yeah.
God dang, dude. Wow. Talk about getting some heart rate going.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. God, that's such intense acceleration. And I know that's nothing compared to what you guys do when you're at the drag strip.
Nope. No, you know, I get tunnel vision.
Do you?
Yeah. That fucking black comes in like this and all you see is a track.
Wild, man. Rad, dude. Oh my God.
That's the longest one we're gonna do right there.
That's fine.
That was pushing it right there.
That's fine, Jeremy. That's totally fine. Like a good one is to do like you did where we're at a stop close to the... Wow. Sinuses are clearing up a little bit.
You can breathe again?
Whoa, I let off right there. You could tell I did. Dude, this thing just wants to rip.
Yeah, hold on. It'll.
What'd you say it is again? 700 and what?
770 to the wheels with 25 pounds of boost. I think right now we're set at 23.
Okay, so you're still in the high 6, low 700
right.
at the tire range.
Yeah, I'd say high 6s, you're right.
Yeah.
High 6s.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. Go for it.
I love the sound of that blow off, man.
It wants to go.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing, and all you guys watching right now, I'm driving someone else's car. So I'm doing the chill driving so we can get some cool roller shots for you. And then I'm about to turn it over to Ralph, and Ralph's going to show us what his car is about.
Get in it.
Whoa. Come on. This thing's absurd, I swear. Well, you can hear the tire though, like you get a little spin when you're actually rolling.
Yeah.
This thing's cool though. You could like just cruise this thing all day too.
Street car. Air conditioning works and everything. I love it.
God!
Do we just keep on going?
Yeah, we can keep going. Dude, it just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling.
Yeah, I had to let off.
I saw you did, man. Talk about it before. I can smell the E85. You're running the
car
E85.
is on the E85.
Yeah, it wants to go. I mean, dude, that was honestly, I had about not quite half my foot in it.
Yeah, that's babying it right there.
I mean, like I said, it's your car. I'm not going to pound on it.
Drive it.
Wow, dude, it pulls good.
Pulls right up.
Wow, it sure does.
You can get on there right here.
Wow, this car hauls ass, dude. This would be a blast. I mean, I know you don't want to go beating on your car, but boy, it'd be so fun to see, like, what would it do? What would it do on a quarter mile, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd imagine with the power
eventually, I am going to take it. But, you know, I want to enjoy it a little bit more on the street right now.
Yeah,
take it to parks
totally.
And stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. I gotta imagine, though, with the power you're running, you've got to be like a mid 9-second car.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a low 9-second car. But like I said, I can't say it is because I haven't
done it
taken
yet.
You know?
Yep. He's hanging with me, but, and you know this for sure, I had my foot maybe 3/4. I'm not going to go to the floor with your car, dude. And I know he was probably hammering good, so.
Get on it.
Wow. Dude, this thing's a monster. This thing is a friggin' monster, man. So now there's a whole different approach, right? For the guy that's not a purist at heart about keeping the Buick G Body exactly what it originally was, the guy that's willing to totally break form. And there's two that come to mind for me that are just really mind-boggling cars. One being, we shot it recently with the Roadster Shop guys. The Roadster Shop went ballistic on this car. I mean, I would venture to guess there's gotta be about $1 million in this build. Now, a lot of you will freak out on that number. Trust me, way out of my price range too. But when you look at the sum total of what they put together, it adds up. You've got a Roadster Shop chassis under the car, all the proper suspension, so G-Body shuffle is completely gone from this car. They went with an LS, twin turbo setup on it, making, I mean, when it's dialed all the way up, this thing makes 1,600, so call it about 12 or so to the tires. One of the things that really knocked me out on this car was the whole plug and play system that the Roadster Shop guys have developed to go out and compete with companies like Holley's Digital Dash and Motec and Autometer and, you know, some of the other companies out there that have the really bitchin' digital display. This car, everything's controlled from a dial or the touch screen. Driving it down the road, when I personally drove it, you guys know me if you've seen enough of the episodes, I'm pretty mild with other people's cars. At 1,600 horsepower, you would think the car would be unruly, but it was far from it. Mild throttle input, and it just felt like a really, really nice driving car. Then when Jeremy from Roadster Shop jumped in the driver's seat, he wanted to give me a little more sense of what this car was about. And you know you're making a lot of power when it, give or take at about 80 miles an hour, he really starts to lay his foot into it. And that's when you start laying stripes. Totally intense, badass car. So let's take a second and just watch a little bit of that car in action. But you're right. I mean, the way this car sits and feels on the road, like you actually could drive this car all day long.
100%, man. The way it soaks things up in the road is, to me, that stands out more than all the power. The way it just eats everything up and how civilized it is on the ride quality is cool.
And then there's all that power there, and I mean, you know how mild I'm driving this car right now, bro.
Yeah, you're just barely getting into the boost there.
I just noticed, right, like your levers over here for turn signal and everything.
Sure.
Is this still original?
That still is, yeah.
You haven't like remachined anything, or?
Now some of that was like, again, it's like, what are you gonna gain out of it, right? We could do it, certainly, but GM columns compared to, nothing against the aftermarket columns, but a factory GM column and its functions honestly work a little bit better.
Yeah.
So sometimes just leaving that stuff alone is all right.
Well, I can't get over the sound of this car, how I cannot believe I'm in this car right now, dude. I'm kind of...
So the sound too, I mean, here, let me loosen up a bit here, but you can take this thing in the vehicle settings and we can open
Holy cow.
that exhaust, which sounds cool. I mean, I don't know if that messes with the cameras or... It's a little more radical.
That's a little more rowdy.
But you hear the turbos really whistling then.
You really do. Wow. And it's just as simple as
just
that.
hit that and they're boom, closed. So pretty cool.
I noticed that even with low throttle input, you go to second, it chirps them quickly.
Yeah, the trans is the most aggressive thing on the car, for sure.
Yeah. my God, dude.
It goes up.
Holy shit. Oh my God, that's nasty. But like you said,
Dude,
I gotta admit, it's linear. It's not.
It's not squirrely, you know.
Dude, I thought you were gonna be countering and like spinning tire.
Dude, you get like chills, you get goosebumps in this thing.
I'm too freaked out to get goosebumps right now. Holy crap, is that some acceleration, bro?
Dude, it's like a freight train when it starts going, man. It's cool.
I mean, my head just started, I'm not even kidding, dude. I got a little bit lightheaded, like.
If you're like second gear and you're moving 30, 40 miles an hour, that's a slow roll and then you're in it all the way. First gear, you gotta drive it, you know. It'll get a little dicey, huh? But it shoots, it still shoots straight.
Does it really? Yeah.
Driving it a little bit that time.
You were driving that. Holy shit, dude. Whoa, bro, this car.
Yeah, that was getting a little more aggressive with it, you know. Still controllable, man, for that kind of power. Like that's like a violent amount of power. You know, tires are probably spinning at what? Many miles an hour, and it's still going
many miles an hour. Perfect description, dude. Nothing incriminating here. We were going a lot of miles an hour.
Several miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what I got to say. Yeah.
Dude, you could do that all day long. I mean, the thing just is so much fun.
To know that you can build a car that you can make this kind of power, but you can put anyone in it and they can actually drive the car safely.
100%, man, because like, so Scott, the owner, he's got all kinds of really wicked fast stuff, but still, I mean, that's a lot of power for anybody to drive. So you really want the car to be as predictable as it can be and as safe as it can be.
Yeah.
And also like to be doing pulls like that, you know, it's not breaking up. It doesn't do anything quirky. It's repetitive.
Yeah.
So the car's never going to surprise you.
Yeah.
You know?
20 plus years of building vehicles. That's why you're able to build something like this.
And you know, like, dude, the brakes are right there when you go to get out of the throttle, you know?
Yeah.
There's no pad knockback. There's nothing like, you're not nervous. It just does what it should do.
Yeah. They'll come back and find us. So we can just head straight back to your shop. Yeah, quiet it down and... Well, you're not kidding about brakes, huh?
Yeah, it's got all the brakes, man. So.
Yeah, good idea. Just get out of here. Son of a bitch, Jeremy.
So it goes.
I forgot that you have a line lock on here and a trans brake and all that shit. I wasn't even thinking about that. And of all the G bodies that we've shot, the one that I would least likely ever want to drive as a daily driving car, but the one you want to get in and just pound on it, it's the one my friend Frankie Trutanek built with his company P2 Fabrication down in Long Beach. Frankie went all in on this thing and continues to go deeper. His intent was to make a car that was basically a street legal race car. He competes in the Optima Ultimate Street Car Challenge. He's a heavy-duty autocrosser. And the Buick G Body is not a car that normal people would go after autocrossing with. I mean, By nature, it's a heavy car. You got a lot of front and rear overhang on it. But the amount of work done in this, grafting a SpeedTech Camaro front end onto the Buick G Body, putting their torque arm rear end on it, which sometime soon he's talked about changing it to a full IRS, but the way it was in the video we shot, torque arm rear, he's got a supercharged LS, all dialable, all fully controlled. I mean, he's got traction control dialed at multiple settings on this car. The day we shot it, he didn't even know, he said, I don't know, somewhere between 700 and 800 to the tire. He has the ability to dial it up a little bit over 11, I wanna say 1177 to the tire. And he's got from the, as he called it, the no fucks given mode to full traction on this car, so when he's out autocrossing, he's not just spinning tire. But just an epic build. I mean, the sequential transmission, fully caged, pure race car stuff. I mean, it's not quiet, it's not comfortable, it's loud, it's hot, it's unruly, but it is just a beast of a car. So let's go for a little ride with Frankie. Watch my face, because it is some of the funniest faces I've ever made in that video. And I know a lot of you guys have seen this one, but I think it's always fun to take a little revisit and just see how radical Frankie's G Body is.
Traction or anything on now. We're on zero means zero fucks.
Come on. Holy shit, dude, this car, I mean, that no lift shift, God, dude. What the fuck?
That's like half throttle, 100 miles an hour.
Come on, really?
That's half throttle, yeah. You can see the pedal, I'm like barely touching it.
No, I'm not looking at the pedal, I'm watching the road go like this. Wow, dude, it is just otherworldly, this car, man. Gosh. Whew. This is like, this just doesn't feel like it should be allowed on the streets.
It probably shouldn't. It's like, someone said it to me, but it's miles per gallon. They're like, oh, what gas mileage is it again? I'm like, I don't care. It's miles per gallon.
Totally. And it just feels rock solid.
Oh, dude, like, turning in, like, I wish there was more technical stuff to just see how, like, it bites going into corners.
Just a tiny input though, and it's moving,
dude, it's like that's your steering input right there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm full lock like this.
Really?
Full lock.
Like there.
full lock. So if I go like this, full lock.
Wow.
Full lock.
Your car is friggin' epic, dude. Such a Nimrod, because about all I can say is wow. I swear. Or your car's so intense, or wow, your car's so intense. Wow,
I'll let all these
dude.
cars go.
God, man. Dude, you're at 100 like that.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll pull up for a pull away shot, yeah?
Copy. Is it gonna, it'll still spin, right?
Do you want it to spin?
Is that zero fucks given mode?
Yes.
As soon as we stop, we're going.
Ready?
I don't know. Okay.
Was that,
Yeah.
Was that okay?
That kind of does it. Can we do one more of those
Yeah.
going that way?
There's a cop right there too.
Huh?
The cop right here.
Really?
Right passing us. Oh, never
No, it
mind.
wasn't. Thank you.
Holy shit.
I was so nervous.
That is a bike cop.
I thought you were messing with me.
No, that's a real, that's like the bikes they use for cops. Cause he was wearing a white helmet too, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, yeah. With smoke everywhere over
Yeah,
there.
it wasn't us.
Exactly. Wow, dude. I know a lot of you guys don't like, I mean, I've even seen it in the comments before. When you get rid of the V6, you know, I've heard people say it's just a T-type. It's just a, sure, I agree with you. It's just a whatever you want to call it. At that point, it is just a Buick G Body. You can make the power with the V6, no question. Power for days on those. I mean, I know they make well over 1,000 horsepower out of them, but the sound doesn't do it for me personally. I absolutely love what Frankie did with his car. I absolutely love what the Roadster shop did with their car. Me and Jeremy from Oliver & Sons have even had this conversation before because he stays very true to the Buick G Body with the 6-cylinder single turbo. And I've always told him it's just a preference thing, you know? And the beauty of hot rodding is there's no rules, man. If you think there's rules in hot rodding, you're not into hot rods, because I grew up in a world where people put Cadillac engines in Fords. They put Chevy engines in Fords. They swapped things around. There was no rules to play by. The only rule was build the car you wanted, especially if you were someone that liked to get down and get a little faster action out of it. Oftentimes it was mixing brands, and nobody ever had an issue with it. So to all the purists out there, I hope you enjoyed looking at the 6 cylinders. To all the hot rod guys out there that just love seeing proper custom builds, hopefully you enjoyed looking at all of these cars with the high emphasis on Frankie's and on the Roadster shop car. And with that, I say thanks for watching and hanging and being here with us and helping us to continue growing this channel. And I'll see you in the next episode. All right, man, later.